something very important in this box. Something that if we all used in your lives could dramatically improve it. Let me show you what it is. The box is empty. I'm not trying to troll you. I'm just trying to make a point that is so obvious that you might miss it. See, the box, no matter how good it is, it's useless unless it's empty. And the box in this case is an analogy for our minds. But unlike the box, our minds are full to the brim with thoughts and ideas and concepts about who we are and what we can and cannot do. And unlike this box, we find that we're not able to use the box of our mind to the fullest of its capacity. Research has shown that most of what human beings learn happens during the first 3 years of their lives. That's flabbergasting. Take a moment to think about all that you've learned since you were 3 years old until today. All the years in school, college, maybe job, and don't forget the decades of social interactions and relationships. Yet, all that pales in comparison to what you learned as a kid. The reason for that is quite simple. We all start out as blank slates. We don't know who we are. We don't know what we can and cannot do. We cannot walk, we cannot talk, and we can't even lie. But when it comes to learning these things, we absorb everything like a sponge. For example, if you were to learn to talk, you kept on trying again and again until you could speak your first sentence. You didn't have any idea of what age a toddler is when they first start talking, or what other kids in the city are able to do, what you cannot. This thing in Zen Buddhism and contemplation work is called Shoshin. Shoshin means beginner's mindset. And it is one of the most important things that Zen masters look for in a student when they start out. There's a very famous story about a university professor who goes to a Zen monastery. The professor has studied everything about Zen. He has read a lot of books, he spent hours in the library. So he goes to a monk and he tells him, I know everything about Zen, but I'm here to learn from you. The monk asks him to sit down and pours him a glass of tea. And when the glass is full, the monk doesn't stop, keeps on going. Finally, the professor is surprised, astonished, and he says, please stop, the glass is full. And the monk says, exactly, your glass is full. Empty your glass before I can teach you anything. Zen concepts are pretty extreme. We need not go that far. But I would like to invite you all to take a step back and think about everything that you know about yourselves. Our mind is a giant web, a complicated network of beliefs and thought structures. And the truth is that most of what we believe to be true, we never verify whether it's actually true. And what we'll find if we dig deeper is that unlike this box, our mind is cluttered with unnecessary things that we don't really need. And it is when you start emptying that box that you find that you're able to make your mind less rigid and make it like a sponge once again. That's how innovation happens. That's how out-of-the-box thinking happens. Let me end my speech with a short story. This is a story about when I came to Toastmasters first as a guest. It was a different club. And a wise old lady asked me, so what brings you to Toastmasters? I said, well, I am pretty bad at public speaking, so I thought I'd come here and see what it's all about and whether I can improve. And then she asked, how long have you been doing public speaking for? I said, not really, I haven't really been doing it. I'll never forget her answer. She said, well, there you go. How can you expect to be good at it? What you should say rather is that I'm inexperienced at public speaking, instead of saying that I'm bad at public speaking. If you're inexperienced, you could probably fix it. But if you have a wrong assumption, you can't help yourself. Shoshin, empty your cup. Thank you.